very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos of my vast video library pops up there just for you. If you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you don't want to be notified of when I come on live, best thing to do is hit that bell down below. It's a 100% chance that YouTube won't notify you and will skip videos and kind of stuff like that, because I just saw it just started all over again. Oh my God. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going here. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. So let's get started before YouTube gets even more buggier than I need to have it be. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. All right, I'm giving you enough time to hit pause, turn away, whatever you want to do. Feed the dog, walk the cat. Okay, we done? All right. So let's get to it, shall we? So this third episode, we're seeing our now three groups of couples that are scattered to the wind, if you will. And Rand and Matt have decided to go east, and they come upon the little bridge that Moraine had been talking about they need to get to in order to go to the White Tower. And they decide to stop off in the village there because they don't have a lot of money and everything, and they know it's going to be a long travel. And they get a job essentially, and to make some money, they meet a dude who sings. He's a gleeman, is what he's called, and they also know that, well, at least Matt learns that there's some severe penalties for anybody that steals in that town. There's a body that's hanging in a cage right outside the town, which is and riddled with arrows, and that's what that guy has come up to. In the meantime, we've got Moraine and Rand and excuse me, Moraine, Lan, and Nynaeve, yeah. Which Lan is trying to convince Nynaeve to heal Moraine because she's getting ready to die, and having a bit of a go of it at this point. And she decides she's going to do it. And she had been tracking him. That's how she found them, is that she had been tracking him. And she sees that there's a poison in Moraine that she's never seen before, and hopefully she can get it out. So she tries her medicines and, of course, all of that. In the meantime, Perrin and Egwene are being chased by wolves. They stop at one point and have lit a fire. And by the way, Perrin actually has a wound on his leg, which the wolves actually, one of the wolves came over and licked it in the previous episode when he was by himself filling up canteens by the river. And of course, he doesn't tell anybody about this because that's not weird at all to have a fucking pack of wolves surround you. And then the lead wolf comes up and just licks your leg and then takes off, right? And the whole pack takes off. Because, yeah, that's not strange at all. And then, of course, having to run from the Trollocs right afterwards, because most likely the wolves have been sent out, by the Trollocs or the Dark One in order to find them. And, yeah, wash, rinse, repeat. So they end up finding this group of, I guess you could say, wandering people, if you will, that when in the fog. And they get a chance to sit down, get something to eat, get warm, all that kind of stuff. So they're safe for the moment. Rand and Matt, on the other hand, Rand finds out that the barmaid or the innkeeper owner, whatever you want to call her, Dana, is not what she seems. And she ends up trapping him in this room that was supposed to be their sleeping quarters, him and Matt. And turns out that she is what's called a dark friend, or a friend of the dark, basically. And she's trying to break the wheel of time. She says that that's what the Dark One's trying to do. He's not trying to kill the Dark One. Is not trying to kill the Dragon Reborn. Just wants to use the Dragon Reborn to break the wheel of time so that everyone stops their suffering, supposedly. So she's called one of the eyeless ones, one of the faceless ones, to come in. And in the meantime, she's trying to hold him in this room, and she goes, "This room is soundproof, and also, guys, 3 times your size would be needed in order to break down that door." And what does he do? Rand ends up having superpowers and can break down the fucking door. In the meantime, Matt had been bonding with the Gleeman over the body of the thief that was outside, that was hanging out there. And it turns out that every Aes Sedai actually has a protector. Lan is, of course, Marai's protector, and Marai, Moraine's protector. And we also find out that they can actually feel the pain of the Aes Sedai, that as they're going through. That's how they're linked. And so the guy hanging, the thief that was dead, was actually the protector of another Aes Sedai who, of course, disappeared. Or has she? Because we know that there have been 7 Aes Sedais, excuse me, yeah, 8 Aes Sedais that were sent out. We don't know. We get this from these dudes that are in the white cloths. I forgot to mention this in the last episode too. Oh my god, the questioners in the last episode. Wow, my brain is just nowhere at this point. The questioners, of course, are out there to kill the Aes Sedai as they catch them, and also create war. And it looks like just pretty much shit on everybody who is, just they're there to make a bad time of everything. And yeah, so she's trying to stay away from them, of course. This guy is hunting down all the Aes Sedai he can find, and he's chopping off their hands and then burning them alive. So they've got that to watch out for as well. So yeah, there's a lot of shit that's going on in all of this. Um, so Lan ends up taking up. I keep forgetting her name, Moraine. There we go. These names, my God. So he picks up Moraine and puts her on the horse to take her into a town that he sees from far away. And as he's taking her in, they run into some more Aes Sedai. And we saw the one that we saw at the very beginning of the series, who was chasing down the guy who had powers, and she killed him. And supposedly she's caught another guy who says that he is the Dragon Reborn. And we see her leading a caravan that has a cage with a dude sitting inside of it who's chained up. And that's kind of where we leave off on this episode. Oh, and Rand and Matt, of course, need, well, they get help from Matt's friend, who is called Thom Marilyn, who most likely is not just a singer. He's probably something else as well. And he kills Dana for them, and they get the hell out of there. He says he's heading east, and Matt, of course, was actually going to try and go home again, but instead ends up going east again with both Thom and Rand at this point. And that's kind of where we leave off in all of this. Everyone's still making their own separate ways. Rand and Matt and Thom are making their way east. We don't know what's going to happen with Lan and Moraine and Nanavi. We don't know what's going to happen with them. And Egwene and Perrin are safe at the moment, but most likely something's going to happen to them, or they're going to have to, part ways with the caravan. So something bad's going to happen with the caravan or whatnot. So yeah, just a prediction that they're making at this point. So everything's moving along, and also we now have that gray area. Is the Aes Sedai just bringing in the Dragon Reborn to kill this person because of what we've seen of the Aes Sedai from the very first episode, killing a guy who had powers? Is the Dark One actually there to just break the wheel of time, break this cycle? Um, who is who? Who? No, nobody is what they seem at this point. And even Thom says this at one point. He says not everyone is what they seem, and I'm fairly sure this is what's going to carry forward in the rest of the series here. We only have 9 episodes in this series, the first season, and we burned off 3 of them. Now we're just going to do an episode a week is what's going to happen at this point. So we'll see where it goes from here. Still holding my interest. I'm not like fully vested in it at this point. I'm interested to see where it's going to go. That's about it. Um, Yeah, and I mean this whole, the weirdness with Perrin, with the wolves, with Rand, with the superpowers going on. Matt still has that weird ass knife that he took from the weird ass city, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. If that's actually connected somehow to something bigger and something more dangerous. Um, Egwin, of course, is her powers are starting to grow little by little. She used it to ignite a fire for her and Perrin. So small things, as Egg Chen said. Magic always starts small. That's how it always begins. Big Trouble in Little China, by the way, in case you're wondering. Egg Chen, yes. All right. So with that said, I know I kind of blazed through it fairly quickly. I mean, it is almost an hour long episode, but those are pretty much the touch points on that. I know some of you actually like me going through a review of this, like a recap of it, and some of you don't. So I'm kind of doing a hodgepodge mix of it, shall we say, where it's a part recap, part review is how I'm doing it. So it's not fully recap, not but mostly review. There we go. And hopefully it sets a nice, fine, even tone. I know some people like the shorter videos too. They don't like listening to me ramble like I'm doing right now. Am I right? I'm right. Yeah. So, again, what do I have going on for the rest of this week? Tomorrow I'm off. Monday is spoiler alert. Tuesday is it worth my time? It's a live action Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. Wednesday is going to be a double header with Hawkeye, and then another is it worth my time? Hit Monkey on Hulu, the animated Hit Monkey on Hulu. Thursday I'm off, and then Friday we come back around again to Wheel of Time, episode 4, because that's what comes out. It's episode 4 on Friday. All righty. So with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go for the rest of the night. I know there were some lurkers out there. Thank you for showing up. No one chatted in the chat, but there we go. And thank you out there if you're watching. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can't, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, all the links to my social media are on there, and all the links to my pages are on there as well. So, with that said, have a good rest of your weekend. I will see you guys again on Monday. So, until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up, being held prisoner by a woman with a sword inside of a soundproof room with a door made of ironwood, and she's called the Dark One on you, and you really don't want to be in that situation. I've been in that situation a couple of times, and it's just never works out well. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Monday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get those flu shots as well. Stay safe out there, and have a good one, everyone. I'll see you again on Monday. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks, everyone.